So it is 7:04. Today is May 1st. It's the Halifax Finance Committee. On the agenda tonight is mail, reserve fund transfer / line item transfers, meeting minutes. We have to revote the clerk salary line, vote the remaining special town meeting articles, the remaining annual town meeting articles, discussion of articles, public participation and adjournment, and we have to pay a bill. So, mail, what do we have?
Mail. I just have a letter from the Board of Selectmen that Bob Bedore has been voted the interim highway surveyor, cemetery superintendent, and burial agent, and tree warden, effective April 29th until May 13th.
Okay. Did he retire?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody would like to see it, or if you want to read out loud, I'm more than happy to do that too. for you. Thank you.
Okay. What's that for mail?
That's it for mail.
Sure, you can call it. Go ahead. Reserve fund transfers, line item
The
transfers.
line item transfer.
Okay. So we have a line item transfer in the amount of $4,000 from the police wages account. Current amount budgeted for this fiscal year is $994,204. Kate. This is gonna get bad.
I think it's great.
The current balance in this account is $887.86. The reason for the excess balance in this account is excess funds remain in this account due to the department's current staffing. 2. Police station maintenance. Budget amount for this year was $24,100. The current balance in this account is $1,264.08. The reason for the projected deficit in this account is the cost of electricity has risen and there is not enough funding to cover the last 2 invoices of FY17. So, we should look at the line submitted for this fiscal year. Is it level funded?
Police station maintenance is level funded.
Okay, that's something that we should just ask him if we need to adjust. Do you mind just sending him a email asking if we need to adjust that for the town meeting? Is there a motion to accept the transfer of $4,000?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion. Any? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous? Everyone's in this. Sure. Actually, Laura passed back. It's that way it goes to Denver. It's the only line item transfer?
Yes.
Sorry.
Did you do your homework like we normally do on meeting minutes?
I wasn't at that meeting,
They're
so.
very short.
Okay.
Make it short anyhow.
Oh, you weren't here, I don't think.
Oh, I wasn't here either.
Yeah, Stu has to be here for that one.
Okay, so we can't do this. So this was Monday, April 3rd. It was Linda, Stu, Melinda. So we'll have to wait until Stu's here to do those. Okay, we need to revote the salary line, not the, not the line on Article 3, but the line inside Article 4.
Right, because we already fixed Article 3 last week. So what happened when I went back and I was looking at taking the $1,000 off, I looked at the count again, and I couldn't figure out how she got to her number. So I took last year's figure, put it up to 2%, and it was not the right number. So I've corrected it, so this is the 2% with the 2 additional hours.
Okay. And the $1,000.
And the $1,000. So it'd be 54,036. So Article 3 will be 53,036. Article 4 will be 54,036.
And that's because of the Massachusetts statute
$1,000.
requiring the $1,000 if
Right.
you're awarded
Right. And you don't put
certification.
that, right, and you don't put it in the
Elected
Article
official.
3, but you put it in the budget.
Okay. Okay, so is there a motion to amend Article line, what line?
Well, it's gonna be from
It's one term.
25 in this book.
line 25.
Line 25 in the warrant?
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's 54,036, right?
yeah, so is there a motion to amend, or reconsider, actually?
I'll make a motion to reconsider line 25 from the ATM report.
Is there a second? One seconds. Okay, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Okay, is there a new number to recommend?
Make a motion to recommend $54,036 for line 25 in the annual town meeting report.
Is there a second?
A second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Okay, that's done.
We need to make the same adjustment to Article 3.
No.
No.
But is the Article 3 number what's printed in there?
52,379.
But that does need to be changed to 53.
I thought we did that last week. Did we do that last week, to take the $1,000 off?
Well, Bill's looking at the book. In the
Right.
book, it's wrong.
Right.
But did we
So-
motion that last week?
Oh, on Article 3?
Yeah.
Because the
I
treasurer
don't recall
collector had
getting
the
into
extra
Article 3
$1,000.
last week.
No.
All right. Then the Article 3, the town clerk's salary should be 53,036.
Okay, is there a motion to reconsider Article 3, Town Clerk salary line?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Unanimous. Is there a motion to recommend 53,036
For Article 3.
for Article 3 for the Town Clerk's salary?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Okay, and then the treasurer collector also had the $1,000 stipend in because she was going for her certification.
Yeah.
So that becomes 68,145.
Six.
68,145.
But are we putting it in Article 3 or are we putting that in Article 4?
In Article 3, you're going to do, because right now it's printed as 69,145.
Okay.
So we have to make it 68,145.
Okay. Yes, Caitlin. What's up? Okay, Mel, you gotta take over for me.
Okay. Is there a motion to reconsider Article 3 treasurer salary for $68,145?
Move to reconsider.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, is there a motion to amend Article 3 treasurer salary to 68,145.
I move to amend to 68,145.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So same question, do we need to change line?
No, the line is correct, because that would be line,
I just had it.
I don't know,
29,
29.
29.
And what does line 29 read?
69, 145.
Which is correct.
Right.
Okay. Do we have a list of the special town meeting articles that we have left to vote on?
Yes. Bear with me 1 minute. We have done 1, 3, and 7. Oh, and the very last one, so 10, I believe. If my records serve me correctly.
Light on our toes, light.
We did 1, 3, and 7.
1, 3, 7, and 10.
Okay, so Article 2, to see if the town will vote to transfer a sum of money available from available funds to line 6 law of Article 4 of the annual town meeting. Do we have that sum?
Not yet. I'd skip that, because he's gonna give us an update that night.
Okay, so we'll vote on that for the meeting.
Yeah.
You said Article 2?
From
In
the
the special.
special, which is in the back of the booklet. All right, so we'll pass over to, and Gordon, you can pick up from here, Article 4.
Article 4. Do we have funding sources yet for that or no?
So we are looking at the 156,000 number. Funding sources are 70,000 from dispatch services, 50,000 from line number 125 veterans benefits,
How much?
50,000. Let's see. 20,000 from line 156 gas and oil, and 16,000 from line, well, it must be 157 heating oil. And those numbers are all from last year's annual town meeting.
Okay, so the motion would be to transfer from dispatch services. Do you know what line that was from last
There
year?
was no line. Last year, the dispatch,
Do we put it into
we
an
did.
article?
we did it at a special town meeting. And we, actually, that's what I can give them, this special town meeting article number. I'll have the date and the article number for it in the motion,
Okay,
all right?
so should we hold off on that one until we,
Well, no, we know, you can vote it, you know where it's coming from. I just haven't given you the article number.
okay. So it would be to see if the town will vote to transfer a total of 156,000, 70,000 coming from dispatch services, 50,000 coming from veterans benefits line 125 of the annual town meeting of last year, 20,000 coming from gas and oil line 156 of last year's town meeting, line 157, 16,000 from heating oil, for a total of 156. To line 75, special education tuition of Article 4 of the annual town meeting of May 9th, 2016. I won't take any action thereon.
So I have line 175 is special needs transportation. That's
So these lines are coming from, because we
From last year's
reordered
book.
the book.
it's from last year's book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
The special town meeting is just basically cleaning up from this year's budget,
Okay.
the stuff we need to move around to pay the bills.
Okay.
Okay, no sound, okay. Understand?
So I'll make the motion to recommend Article 4.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
I just had a couple quick questions for Sandy. Sandy, on the gas and oil and the heating oil, I know we reduced those lines significantly. How close does this bring us to the budgeted number?
Still leaves enough,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it doesn't bring us too close.
Yeah, that was my concern.
Right.
Great.
So they'll still be able to fill the tanks if needed?
They still be able to.
Okay. Veteran services, so is that gonna hurt us for next year's reimbursement?
No, because we only get reimbursed 75% of what we actually spend. So there was extra in the line. We don't get reimbursed a percentage of what we budget, we only get reimbursed what actually goes out to the veterans.
Okay. And do you think this year's number on that is gonna be 50,000 as well? Do you think we,
You know, with the veteran services, it's very difficult to say because we've had it go up very high. This year, we lost a couple of veterans, unfortunately. So there was some extra monies in there. If it does it again this next year, then I would say we could look at reducing it. But
okay. Okay, so any further questions on that? All those in favor, aye? Opposed to abstentions? I think that passes unanimously.
Good luck. I think they need some information.
Which was the next one?
Article 5.
So Article 5, heating oil was 157, 156 was gas and oil, 125 was veterans benefits, and it'll be from an article of 70,000 for the dispatch services. So at the annual town meeting, we had those lines separated, and then at the special, we moved all the money from those lines into the article. So we just have to find out which article number that was from the meeting. Do we have an amount for line Article 5? The remediation.
No, I'm going around scraping the barrel.
Okay,
Okay, pass.
so pass over that one again.
6.
Do you have an updated cost from John for the town reports yet?
No,
Okay,
Pass.
pass over that.
Article 7 is previously done.
25,000, we did 8. Do we have,
Seven.
do we have a place for the money from 8 yet?
yes, where that's coming from line 152, group insurance.
Well, so 25,000 from line 152, and what was that?
Group insurance.
Group insurance. So we need to vote that then, because we didn't do that. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So it would be to see if the town will vote to transfer the sum of $25,000 from Article 4, line 152 of last year's town meeting, which was
May 9th.
May 9th, 2016. The sum of $25,000 from line 152, which was group insurance. For engineering and infrastructure work to meet the federal and state requirements for storm sewers and take any action thereon.
Make a motion to recommend.
there was surplus in there. The property.
Or what was it for, engineering and what? Infrastructure?
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Is that source changing?
It's fine, I mean, there are actually both insurance lines, the group insurance and the property and casualty insurance lines have sufficient funds. And since the second one falls sort of within my bailiwick, I said, okay, fine, I'll steal from that rather than the group insurance originally. And
I must have got that one wrong.
So if you want to take it from that, I don't know what line item it is from last year, I'll look it up. But that's where we're getting it from, it's from the regular or general insurance line item, not the
Okay.
group insurance.
All right, so we'll have to amend that then.
Yep.
Charlie, did you have that in the motions from last week's meeting?
I haven't done the motions,
Oh, okay.
no.
Easy enough. All right, what was the other one?
9.
We had a motion on that,
So, well, until Cindy can give us,
Okay.
so I'd have somebody withdraw their
I
motion
will withdraw the motion.
on Article 8. Article 9. Do we have an amount yet for Council on Aging, Article 9?
Let's do it.
No,
Okay,
I don't even, which is it? I don't.
okay. Article 10,
As previously done.
Article 11. Do you have the total, Sandy, of the amount?
Yeah,
What's 11?
$12,250.
$12,250.
Transfer it from the Hops Playground gift account.
Transfer from Pops Playground gift account. Alright, so seeing not everyone has this, I'll read this one. Article 11, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate or transfer from available funds the sum of money for the renovation and reconstruction of the Hops Playground, and the Halifax Board of Selectmen is authorized to accept any gifts, donations, and/or grants to assist paying for this project or taking action thereon. So, last year, the July town meeting, we talked about doing this, but we didn't get around to doing it.
Right.
So the Hops Playground has a sum of money in a gift account that the town controls.
Plus we have money that.
Well, they have money for what they've been fundraising,
Yes.
but this amount should allow them to request grants and other programs so that they can get more funding, correct?
Should be worded that it's for this town share.
I don't even know.
I mean, because I was thinking it's just because it's going from a gift account to another account that says,
It could be for the town share, I'm not sure, well, we probably want to match, so yeah, we could say for the town
for
share.
matching funds, town share.
Okay. So, where would you insert that wording? That the Halifax Board of Selectmen is authorized to accept gifts, donations, and/or grants to assist paying for this project and any portionality of the town
Some
share?
money for the renovation of it. So after playground, it said money to be the town share for any matching donations, gifts, or grants, or something like that.
So you're gonna have to word that one correctly. Do you guys, do you wanna just,
I say we vote on it next Monday.
yeah, it sounds good. So we'll get the motions correct and
Yes.
vote on it then. Okay. So, so we don't have a recommendation on Article 46. Article 49,
49 we did,
we did do the pot one, okay?
the last week.
All right, so Article 46.
We did 46.
We did? Okay. So which ones haven't we done then?
Felt like we cleaned them all up.
So we did them all,
With
right?
with the exception of the
Just
streets,
contracts.
just the contract ones, I think are the only
And the
ones.
streets.
Okay.
And the streets, I believe I have an answer from planning board.
Not here. 17. Okay, 17 games, you go to it.
The phone dies.
Yes, it does every time you play that game. Okay, so what was it? What are we doing next?
Discussion of articles, go into this.
Okay, so discussion of articles. We did meet, so the selectmen, myself from the finance committee, John Bruno was here as the moderator, our town attorney was here, the town clerk was here. Sandra, were you?
Yes, I was good.
Sandra was there. Charlie was there. This is a week ago now, almost. So we went over the articles, talked about a change on the water reserve fund. So I asked if it was okay, if it would be acceptable to the moderator and to the town attorney if we change the amount from 25,000 to 50,000, depending upon what they come back to us with on whether or not they believe that they want that line changed. What is everyone's feeling on that?
I would rather see the money in the reserve fund than become a hard and fast budget line, which it seems to be trending towards.
Did we vote them the 100,000?
We have not.
So we still have not voted that yet.
I thought we did.
We didn't.
I thought,
I thought that was voted last meeting.
We voted them 100,000, but we talked about changing the reserve.
yes.
Right.
Okay, I mean,
So, after listening to the information, I'm more inclined to just change the reserve fund without them requesting it. Only because what they presented for data, I don't think if they have a failure over there, that they're going to be able to fit within their budget. Which then, again, goes back to reserve funds are only for unforeseen things. And I guess that a break would be unforeseen if something breaks over there. Is that correct? But if this is a budgeting issue, that's the concern, correct? If they saw this in the budget, then they shouldn't be using the reserve fund if they know their budget's incorrect. Okay.
What line are we,
So it would be the Article 5 or Article 6?
because I don't have us taking a vote.
yeah, I don't recall voting 100,000 last week.
No?
The 100,000, that was on Article 4, line,
Yeah,
whatever.
within there.
What I remember is you folks left it almost sounding, you folks, you all as a water department, you think you probably should be putting more money rather than, because originally, a few weeks ago, you were questioning putting any money either in reserve or.
I don't think it was a question of spending the money, Charlie. I think it was just an accounting question as to how it was accounted for.
Yeah, I don't have it as voted.
You don't have it as voted as at 100?
I don't have us voting it last week.
Yeah, it says, in here it's at 100 grand, it says, the annotation is finance committee was unable to reach a majority recommendation.
You were waiting
Yeah, we were waiting for that
Yeah.
data
for
before.
them,
Right.
yeah.
So this is, I thought
I
this was
thought it
printed
was
last
voted
week.
in.
Yeah, but it was,
But
there
the-
were updates.
Quite a few weeks ago.
The only change that went in is the letter that he helped fix.
Okay,
So basically that went out 3 weeks before the print.
okay, all right.
So then, can someone make a motion to recommend the 100,000 at which line?
104.
Line 104?
I'll make a motion for 100,000 for line 104, water tower and walls maintenance.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion. Does everyone feel comfortable with the 100,000?
Well, based on your information about the reserve, are we going against what the reserve is?
So, the reserve, I guess, I mean, I think the real problem is we don't know what their actual forecasted budget is for that line.
Right.
And when they threw out there, it could be $30,000 to replace a valve.
Well, just the sludge and the filter media was 86,000. I mean, those two items eat up 86% of their budget.
Right.
If nothing else happens.
Public participation.
Yeah.
Right.
Daniel Tiger at town meeting.
That's my concern. Like I said, philosophically, I'd like to see the money in the reserve, but if we're creating opening a Pandora's box, so to speak.
So if they have an issue where they spend where an expense comes in higher than projected, I think
the reserve.
that's okay to hit the reserve. But if they have the sludge work to do,
That should be in the budget.
that should be in the budget. Now, the replacing of the media, they said it should be replaced around the 10-year mark, and they're at year 9. I guess I'd like to see a long-term plan for them, for the water department,
Yeah.
because at some point in time, that's not, we'll try to get by, we need to replace that. I think that would be, I don't think that if that media goes, I don't think that they can fit it in the reserve. I don't think the $50,000 can cut that, plus their other money in that line.
But they can come from their regular budget and then the reserve.
Yeah, if something really falls apart with the water department, we could have a special town meeting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 150,000 is a drop in the bucket if something really goes bad.
Right. I would be comfortable with 100,000 after looking at their numbers, but I'm not comfortable with their long-term plans. I think that's the biggest issue. I mean, the information that we got out of them was there's no filter at the Y gate, so the water's not being filtered there. It's being filtered at Richmond, but that filter plant needs to be replaced. So, I mean, ideally, both plants would be filtered. And maybe then we'd have less complaints about iron in the water. But, and with the capital plan, everyone's on the ball and knows what's going on there. I think maybe we should try to attend a couple of the water department meetings and go over with them.
You know, that's the study that having done. First, the evaluation of
Yeah.
Richmond Park, and then they'll be looking at putting in a filter. But that's what they have in their engineers working on at this point. And they will be coming to the capital planning committee.
They will be coming to capital plan with that?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, that's good information. And that's probably gonna be the summer?
That's what we're hoping to see.
Okay.
My concern is that 125 is not enough for what they've presented. And I just don't want to have to call a special town meeting for another $25,000 in expenses.
So I think the plan was to vote this line at 100 and add 25 to the reserve fund.
And I know, but are we, Gordon brought up a philosophical question, are we padding that reserve, why are we padding that reserve fund? We must know that they need to spend the money if we're putting it in.
Well,
Not necessarily, because you know that what they're planning on doing right now, their 100,000 is gonna cover it. But if a valve breaks and it costs $30,000, that would be something that would be appropriate to have that taken out of the reserve fund. If there was a large expense like that, that would be appropriate to take that out of the reserve.
But it wouldn't be appropriate to take the money for sludge removal
Right.
if they know that they have to do that.
No, but we've had other departments who have had surprises early in the year, and they've sort of put you on notice. This happened, we may not end up needing more money, but we may, because we still have these things we have to do. So as long as, if something does happen big, they'll put you on notice, and then if they do need that, it's because of the first emergency earlier in the year.
Right.
So,
I wonder-
Procedurally, just a question. One of the things that the water department mentioned they were worried about was being able to get access to the reserve funds in case of an emergency. So do they, is there any way that?
So it's a vote from them and a
Mhm.
vote from us.
Okay.
Same as any other reserve fund transfer.
Okay.
So,
Even if there was like some kind of catastrophic.
well, they're an enterprise system, so I'm sure that there's a little different, yes.
An enterprise is
Yes.
like business-like account. They do have money in their regular line items that they could use and then go to town meeting to replenish.
Okay.
So,
But I mean, if something catastrophic happens, we're 24 hours from 48 hours from meeting.
Well, and the other piece of the puzzle is if it's a natural emergency, and for instance, you can't meet, there's nothing to bring the board of selectmen from a meeting. Since if it's a help, let's say,
Yeah.
about doing something to help with the safety assistance, the board can declare an emergency and legally spend money. Eventually, you have to go back and appropriate it or take it off the recap, but yeah, there's various ways of dealing with it.
So not everyone's comfortable with 100. I agree, but I'm not sure what else to put on there. That's what they came to us for.
All right, then let's level fund it.
Okay. So is there a motion for 100,000 for line 104? You made the motion, correct?
I'll
second
the
We have a
motion.
motion
Well,
and a
it
second.
was seconded, yeah.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. So, the reserve fund. Do we want to wait until next Monday night and talk with them and see if they get any information back? Or do you want to just change that to 50,000?
I would leave it at the 25.
I would bump it to the 50.
I'd rather increase it.
I'd leave it at 25.
Looks like it's your vote.
Well, there's no motion, so there's actually.
Yeah.
If somebody makes a motion, I'll vote for it.
I'll make a motion to increase the reserve fund for water by 25,000,
To a total of
to a
50,000.
total of 50.
So this is Article 6,
Yep.
7?
7.
Article 7. Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so the discussion on this is I would ask Kendra to note next year that when we talk about this again, that we talk with capital plan over the summer and we reduce this back to $25,000 next year. And make sure that their plan next year, when they come in with documentation for what they've spent for this fiscal year, so at least then we'll know that there's 2 years worth of sludge removal. They should be looking at a long-term plan presented and what they're gonna get done. And we would expect their well maintenance line to increase again. Just so that the finance committee, whether any of us are here or not, Sunday goes back and looks. With that being said, any further discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
It passes 4-2. And
Only
I know.
because it's,
I know,
the numbers are so vague, I can't vote yes for something that I don't have a concrete plan, I guess.
I don't disagree. But I did this time. Okay. So having the money for the school, for the special education taken care of, that was something that was on my plate tonight. I talked to Joy about that. So I can let the school committee know that that's been taken care of. I let her know that we increased the vocational line to 189.
So that was increased in Article 4, it was not increased on their budget sheet
Yes.
in the front, which people probably won't even notice, but in case it's brought up.
Clerk's lines will be adjusted. Treasurer collector. Are there any other lines that, or places within the budget that we should note for next year that we need to double check?
I think we should keep a close eye on gas and oil, projecting an increase in gas costs next year, or towards the end of this year, beginning of next year. I think we should start projecting that line a little higher.
Higher again? Okay.
At least watch the market trends.
Okay. Any other lines or are there any other departments that expressed issues with their budget that we
I think we
should go
need
back
to,
and adjust?
I think we need to look at the Council on Aging, depending on the vote. Their operational expenses are certainly gonna change over there, with the increase in space. There's elevator maintenance fees,
Yeah.
that they're currently not carrying. I attended the meeting last week and brought that to their attention, mentioned that it might be something they wanna have at least a feel for the meeting, because I would expect that somebody's gonna ask them on town meeting floor. But going forward, we need to plan on budgeting more for them, if it passes, obviously.
So one question, Charlie, on your article for reviewing Council on Aging, one item that came up last Monday night here was where we're going to move the council to. What?
The only place we could do, either you're gonna have to do one or two things in terms of logistics. Either it goes upstairs and takes over the room for those number of accounts. And then the folks who are to use that room, we're trying to use the selectmen's meeting room for more meetings.
Okay.
We'll have to just schedule very well. When people may, need to meet for their smaller meetings, use the water department building more often, things like that. Because the only other way of dealing is the trailers.
We don't have the cost built in for that in the project.
So it's not room or nothing, basically.
Okay.
What's being done with the communication center room at the police station?
Right now, I know that Tony is there during the day. I don't think it's, there's nowhere out the back because it's really not structured for anything at all. In the sense of, I think all the equipment I did is still in there.
No, I didn't know if a year from now it might be a viable alternative.
Yeah, it's big enough for a meeting. It's really not, logistically, you wouldn't put one person in the council agent over there. You do meetings and maybe if the room is set up, but
I'm thinking more the functionality for the people that utilize the space, not necessarily the staff.
yeah.
It's not that large of an area where dispatch was, because there was only one dispatcher on at a time anyways, so, yeah. It's really not that big of an area.
You put a card table in there.
Take a paper folio there instead of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like it has paper clips in it.
what the maintenance plan for the school is going to be, so it doesn't get where it is now.
Maintenance. Okay. Okay, well, pick them up. Okay, well, you gotta pick them up. Maintenance plan for the school.
I forget what article it was in the town meeting, but when you met with Selectman and John.
Oh, yeah, so to give you an update on that, for the fire suppression system, the selectmen, they didn't take a vote, because that wasn't a meeting. At their meeting, Charlie, did they vote to support the fire suppression within the levy? So inside the levy, the council on aging inside the levy. So again, for the people watching, those items will not hit the upcoming year's tax bill. So we're talking about the money, we are recommended to take that money from the levy, but the levy will still have that amount as excess capacity for the upcoming year. So if we're at 500,000 approximately, the 185 for the senior center, and 92,
That's for a million.
so 92.5 for the fire suppression. We'll see a large excess capacity next year. Do we need to file with the state when we have a large excess capacity?
Well, goes on the recap sheet.
No, I'm just trying to think of the issue that Plimpton ran into with, well, that was new growth, right? They had to file for new growth because it was higher one year than all the other years when they had.
So the growth factor is what?
Yes. But I'm just trying to think, if excess capacity doesn't play into Chapter 70 funding, correct? Okay. I know the new growth factor does, and that's what it was. So we'll have a large excess capacity going into next year, but a large portion of that is going to be spoken for. So, Sandy, have you redone my numbers again recently or no? So, with the current projected budget, I have the tax bills being even, if not down, $4.50 on the average home. So that's what I have, voting those lines and having the excess capacity when we get to those lines being approximately 500,000.
Does that account for all the union wage articles
Yes.
as well?
We put in an estimated amount.
Yeah.
Or
Yes. But we're gonna sleep at home, we're not sleeping here.
Yeah, maybe you can use my cot.
I'm surprised she didn't ask for the BLOCKS's.
Can't get them older.
She'd still play with them. We have magnet blocks all over the living room floor tonight.
come back here, going on.
Okay, any other lines that we need to think of for next year? Because once town meeting happens and over with, other than reserve fund transfers and a recap. I'm gonna go back, we're going back to twice a month, not every week.
Okay. I'm all for that.
And do we know does everyone know when they're up?
Next year for me.
I was gonna say, I think there are 2 up in June. So it must be. It's-
Not yet. It's you two?
Minutes.
I'll find out from
17.
Pam.
Sorry, 17.
I'll double check with Pam. to make sure.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that we get that taken care of too. So,
Yeah,
because the term expires the first week of June, I think. Right, June 15th.
Yeah.
So we need to make our recommendation to the selectmen and have somebody at the meeting at least, so that somebody's present. And that's all I can think of for upcoming meetings.
Okay. See everybody next
What-
Monday.
knowing that we have a bill to do, and
Hold the bill.
I also need to know, what time did we decide to post for? before town meeting.
So town meeting doesn't start till 7:30.
Mhm.
We have at least 4 articles to finish on the special. We'll have to do the union contracts.
6:45.
6:45, I would say.
All right.
And I would post for
I'm gonna
Monday,
post for
Tuesday,
that.
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I always post for all 3.
6:45.
Yeah.
What does that mean, post from Monday, Tuesday?
So we have to legally post
When
when we're going to meet. So if town meeting is extended out. Yes, babe.
What time is it?
It is 7:54. 17. So we have to legally post if we're going to meet. So if we're gonna take any votes as the finance committee, if the meeting is extended and depending upon what happens with different votes, we might change a recommendation. So we have to be able to say that we're meeting as the finance committee on Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. So if there's any votes that we need to take, we can legally take them. Because if we're not posted during town meeting, then we can't change any recommendations.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't think this is gonna be more than a 2-night town meeting.
Who just jinxed it?
Shoosh.
I love your positivity.
There's some, Facebook is all a Twitter.
Is it?
Yeah,
What are the
it
big
started,
subjects?
I don't wanna know.
What
uh,
are the big things?
so the discussion on the articles
Some
would
of
be,
the big truck for
The
the
truck.
highway department.
the truck has come up, and just general overall spending, which I've made that point numerous times, so. So we have a bill here.
Speaking of spending.
The Commonwealth of Massachusetts, we have an invoice number 53117 NOFF. The New Officials Finance Forum, and we have an expense amount for $150. Expense code is 5732. This is to the Training Coordinated Division of Local Services, P.O. Box 9569, Boston, Mass. 02114. So this is the new finance officials training session. So Diane, Melinda, and Bill would like to attend. It's $50 per person. So, and it is College of the Holy Cross, Hogan Center, 1 College Street, Worcester, Mass. Wednesday, May 31st, from 8:15 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Yes, thank you. So you just have to fill one out for Bill.
Yep.
Too. 17 minutes.
Neither do I.
You should have asked us instead.
Is there a motion to accept the bill?
I'll make the motion to approve the bill.
$150. Is there a second?
I will second.
All those in favor, aye? Have fun at that meeting. It is so much fun.
Sid said it was.
So you all have to sign.
Good trip to us.
Okay, we need to change the amount to 150.
No, I changed all those. I forget what it was.
So we all have to sign?
Yeah. Well, yeah. At least-
Include, just throw your initials next to the 150.
Okay.
Yep. You start picking up your crayons, like I'll be enough time to leave.
Any place to sign?
Those, see those 3 lines?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what she showed you? You changed your labels.
Those are all voice, all loud voice and everything.
We can wait till the end now to sign. So everyone's 6:45 next Monday. We'll go over the list of articles we need to finish up. Charlie, do you think you'll have the patrolman's new contract?
I don't know, we are scheduled to meet with them on Thursday.
Okay, so if you do get a new contract, can you forward the old contract to us?
Thank you very much.
As soon as somebody
It's
makes.
up to Mrs. Rexton.
I make a motion to adjourn at 8 o'clock.
I second.
All in favor?
Oh, snuck in there. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
We're done. You get to go home now, not 17 minutes.
Monday at 6:45.
Yeah.
Monday, 6:45. You know the room that they were in before, where you went.